Snack Pack. Welcome back to Travel Snacks. Or if this is your first time, welcome to the channel. I hope we're actually live because last night we weren't able to come on live. So if you can see and hear me, give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, I don't know what to say. All right. All right, let's do this. Okay. Oh man, it was a doozy last night. So welcome, Grant and Doofus Adventures. Oh my gosh. Jim's in the house. Oh my gosh, it's so cool seeing everybody's names popping through. It has been a while. This is cool. Oh, cool. I can put a little heart now next to the little the super chat. Before we get started, let me give a shout out to Grant, who, first of all, helped me last night and today trying to get my internet issues fixed. And yesterday we tried to go live. We tried to go live like 5 times. And then today I was like, I need to get this fixed. And I didn't know if it was YouTube issue or whatever. It's something to do with my internet, which is weird because everything else was working as planned. So first things first, let's get it popping with, whenever we do the super chats, we get, oh, hold on, please. There's an ad on here. Hold, please. Come on. There we go. All right. So whenever we do a super chat, ooh, I'm out of touch on that. So thank you, Grant. Thank you for popping in with the super chat right away. That does feel very encouraging when we're doing live streams, even if it's like, I don't know if you can even give 50 cents, but like, even if you put 50 cents, little hearts on the screen, anything, it just like helps encourage live streams, not just for me. I'm speaking for all the creators in the creator space. It's just very helpful when you're doing live streams. And I haven't done live stream in a long time, and that's not the reason why I do live streams, but it is very encouraging. And it looks like YouTube now has this new feature where you can do like a little goal, which I thought was pretty cool. And I tried to do it last night, but it just didn't work. So here we are. Cargo Hustler, hello again. Tatiana, so good to see you. Oh, Rebecca, so good to see you in here. Hey, love, good to see you. And yeah, it's just so nice to see everybody's names popping through. It has been a while. Grant just posted that the last live chat was in October. It really feels like that and doesn't feel like that at all at the same time. It feels like I just did a live stream like a month or 2 ago, but then I'm like, where'd the time go? Like, this seems like 40 years ago. Hey, love. Well, what's funny is that yesterday I went live at like 7:30 p.m. Central Time, and the live stream started, and I thought everybody hated me. I was like, well, everyone on the snack pack hates me. And because there was only like 2 people in here, and I was like, I'm going to keep going because I was like, hey, I just want to chit chat. I want to, get back into the swing of things. And so I just kept talking. And then Grant was messaging me on Instagram and just being like, something's happening, but I didn't really see it because I wasn't looking. And then I was just like, I didn't know if he was saying like, what's happening, like nobody's showing up, or like what's happening. And so I just kept talking for like 25 minutes to myself. And I was like, well, if you're going to watch this on the replay, then hello. And like, I'll just keep talking. But then like, it was just weird. Nothing happened. And then all of a sudden the stream just cut out, just totally cut out, just ended. And I was like, that's weird. And I was like, maybe YouTube had pity on me because there was only 2 people in here. And then Grant was like, no, it was never live. Like, I could never get on live with you. And I was like, oh. So then I felt a little bit better because like, I felt like not everybody hates me. So it's just nice to see everybody's names in here and just to get reconnected. And yeah, oh, thank you, Jim. That's so sweet of you. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was happening on here, but looks like things are going as planned so far. It has been a while since I live streamed, and it's funny because I'm like trying to think about all the stuff that I was talking about for 25 minutes all by myself with no interactions. Um, oh, thank you so much. Hey, love. Um, and yeah, I don't know. There was like I was just talking about all kinds of different random things, but one of them was like I don't know about you guys, but this year seems like it's been like busier. Excuse me. Seems like it's been busier just in general with just like tasks and work stuff and things to do than last year. And we're already like we're just in March. And so I just like every day I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just so busy. And I was saying on last night's fake live stream that, and I told this to Grant, it's like I literally think about the snack pack and travel snacks every day. And the further you get away from making content, the harder it is. It's like you start to think, oh, like nobody's going to care. What do I have to talk about? Like, it starts to mentally make you feel like, what's the point? Like, am I even, like, I don't know. Does anybody care really? But every day I'm like, I miss the snack pack. Like, I want to do something. I want to talk about something. I want to get on the live streams. I want to make a video. And I was talking to my friend, Tim Ward. I'm sure a lot of you know, maybe not. We were just talking about, because we have very long chats a lot of times, just like sometimes 2-3 hours long, just like basically mainly and basically our talks consist of talking about YouTube. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm struggling so hard because like I just don't know what videos to make and everything. And he's like, just do live streams for now because it's easier, because I can interact. It's easier to see names that I know and talk and interact and know you've been here, know what I'm talking about. And yeah, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to start live streaming. I'm just going to start popping in live streaming, because when you're like making content, making videos is a lot more pressure because you have to have like the right thumbnail and the right title to like get people to watch. And sometimes YouTube doesn't really share it with everybody. And I don't know what they do with live streams, but I think with live streams, it just pops up and there's not as many live streams happening live. So it's easier, for people to just pop in, pop out and blah, blah, blah. So last night was like my coming back. I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing it. I'm going to start live streaming. And then it didn't work. And it was discouraging, but I was like, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to figure it out. So I was on live, not live, but live chat with YouTube, and just asking them like, what's the problem? And so they were like, we're going to have to escalate this. So we'll get back to you within 24 hours. So I didn't know if I was coming on live tonight because I didn't know if it was going to work. So I'm happy I'm here. I'm happy you're here. Miss Tree, Homer, my mouth is not used to this. Hi, former sister ICOC. Oh, dang. Okay, so the ICOC, for those that don't know, is the International Churches of Christ, which was deemed to be a cult, which I was in for 7 years. So hello. And I wonder how your experience was compared to my experience. But it's a very interesting part of my life. It's where I did learn more about the Bible and about church community, but also a time where I learned what it feels like to be in a very controlling situation. So yeah, very interesting. But hello to you, and I'm glad you're here. You said I was quirky. Gotcha. Editing sounds time consuming. Editing is time consuming. Yeah, with the videos, the editing does take a lot of time. Um, but over the years, I realized like there's things you can do to cut down on the time that you're spending editing. I think when you're making travel content, it does take a lot more because there's a lot of different clips that you're filming pretty much all day if you're doing like a day in the life. And so that takes a lot to piece them together. And then if you want to add music to it or any text or any special effect things, it does take quite a while. I'd say now, um, yeah, like I have like limited time because now I have like a full-time job. So it's easier for me to just sit in one place and just chit chat or talk. Like if I'm sitting in my car or going out, taking a walk or something, that's easier for me to do than, trying to piece together like a whole day's worth of content. The other thing I thought about is like just hiring an editor. But, with YouTube, if you're not producing a lot of content, you're not making very much money. So it's like, do I really want to like spend the extra money to do that? Probably not. I mean, unless I just really, get back going and start making like 2 to 3 videos a week, which I'm not opposed to. I was just trying to get to 1 video a week, but like, I don't know. I've just been really, really busy. Busy, let's keep it real. I've been busy, but then also like not busy. And I think you'll understand what I say is like, if you're retired, good for you. I'm proud of you because I did not prepare enough to be retired early. But if you're still a working person, I don't know about you, but I work remotely. I work from home, but like I'm really focused on what I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of documentation and I'm doing a lot of meetings and I'm doing a lot of thinking about things. And so by the time I'm off work, I'm like, my brain is I'm tired. My brain is mentally drained and I just want to just flop on the couch and just kind of disconnect. But then I miss talking to people and having my snack pack community and just chit-chatting. So that's another thing. I'm like, okay, instead of just flopping on the couch and just watching Netflix or whatever, be talking to your pals, on the snack pack. Um, so yeah, that's basically what's been happening is just a lot of like mental drainage. I don't know, man. It's like when I was young, I know people talked about retirement, but I think when you're young, you're just like, yeah, it's like I have time or I'm not really focused on that. But now I'm like, shoot, I should have prepared better. But also things are expensive. So I don't know, especially the young kids now, they don't maybe make enough to even like set money aside for retirement. I can't really speak to the whole world, but I just know the people I know, and it is not easy to do like make over and above and then set a bunch of money aside. But if you're like 25, I don't know what it is. If you're like 25, they say, I'm just making these numbers up because I can't remember, but like if you put like, I don't know, like $100 a month away, by the time you are 60 or something, you'll have enough for retirement. I don't know. I just made that number up, but I'm sure you'll understand what I mean. It's like there's a certain number that if you do it now or when you're in your 20s, you could be set up. But I waited too long. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to either have to like win the lottery, get like a rich friend that I get an inheritance when they die. That's morbid. I shouldn't say that. Or meet like a rich partner. Not that I'm a gold digger, but I'm just saying like it would be nice if like I meet somebody and they're like, I got you. Like I'm already have my retirement set up. That'd be so lovely and nice. Or I don't really know what else. I mean, I suppose like I could go like mega viral on YouTube, but I don't think that's a reality. I think you have to have a certain something to do that. You have to have a certain very strong niche to like really excel on YouTube, or you have to have a real good business plan together to do that. And I'm logically smart enough to do it, but like the time it takes to like put something like that together, and then you really need more than one person to help you if you're building like a full-on business. I don't know, man. I don't know if I have enough oomph to get that done, but I don't know. So the moral of my story is I still will have to probably work until I'm 90. So there's that. Let's go deep. Happy Friday from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Awesome. Just as the people who love you will be happy with getting to see you and how you're doing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's just nice to see names of people that have been around for quite a while. Adventures of Miss Peach, Joanna, how are you doing? Long time no see. I am doing well. And I hope you're doing well. It's just so nice to reconnect. Isn't it $1 a day? Maybe it's $1 a day. It could be as simple as $1 a day. I don't know. Let's see. I don't feel like I ever had money to set aside with kids. I know. That's what I'm saying. Like when you're young, like when you're in your 20s, you're just like, yeah, whatever. Like I'm just trying to like make regular money. Then when you have like get married and have kids, you're raising your kids. So all the money that you're making pretty much is like daycare, sports, activities, just buying clothes and shoes, groceries, regular bills. So I'm like, how do you have extra? How do a lot of people have extra? And then by the time your kids move out, sometimes they still need help financially, or even if they don't, it's like, then you're like, okay, I'm going to travel, which is what I did. And I'm like, I'm going to, spend some of my savings on traveling. And then it's like, but it's not like I had like gobs of money just hanging around. So I don't know. I'm not sure how. I think you just do it. You just do what you got to do. And then just pray that when you get to the retirement age that things all work out. I'm not sure. But yeah, just one day at a time, I suppose. Exactly. Some are retired here. Ooh, still time is more of the essence for me now. No worries. Just always appreciative when you go live. Oh, that's so nice. I love to hear that. I would love to be semi-retired. My goal is to retire at 60, which would be in 9 years. It's looking a little rough there. I don't think that's, I try to be positive. I really am trying to be positive. And then I was thinking, man, I see why people live in vehicles. Like I see why a lot of older people choose van life, choose to live in like RVs or like tiny homes and stuff. And it's like, it's a vibe. It's a thing, and I think if you can, especially if you are single, if you end up just being single, living like the nomadic life, if you can find a more stationary place to do that, I think it's a good option. I think the biggest thing is just having community around you and having a location. Oh, thank you for all the hearts. I appreciate that. Little hearts floating up into the chat. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think no matter if you live in a house, apartment, van, truck, tiny home, or whatever, I think if you can lessen your stress, like not be ripping and running and doing all the things, I think it would be easier. But the other thing that I don't miss about van life is like the weather changes. So like either being too hot or too cold. And listen, I would rather be too cold than too hot. Like just especially specifically in a van, because it just feels like an oven. When it gets cold, I had a diesel heater and I had blankets and stuff. So it's like, you kind of feel cozy, and I never really worried about it being too cold unless it snowed and my solar panels got iced up. Then it's not great, because then you're going to lose power and you're going to not be able to run that heater. So there's lots to think about. But if you can get to like one piece of land or something, I can see why people would choose that over like, living in an apartment. Thank you for all the hearts. Dove Angel 1, hello. I think the end times are escalating to the signs that the rapture is imminent. So conferred to Jesus Christ, the Lord, your Lord and Savior about what? So conferred to Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior, about all that. I don't know. So I definitely believe in Jesus Christ. I am a strong believer. I have faith in Jesus, and I'm a Christian. I always hear like a lot of the talk about end times. I never really talk about end times because like the Bible talks about, we're not going to know the date or the time or like when Jesus is coming back or whatever. So I just don't concern myself with that. When it happens, it's going to happen. But I definitely think that people should consider their own faith and values. Um, just in general, I really do. I think, I don't know. I just think there's a lot of negativity and things going on in the world, so would be a good time to consider where you stand with the Lord. The Lord tells us not to worry about tomorrow because today has enough trouble. Amen. Exactly. Just take it one day at a time. That's how I try to do. And yeah, that's all you can do. I'm glad you're doing great, Joanna. That's good to hear. The cost of housing is so expensive that seniors cannot afford to rent on Social Security, so they live in vans, cars, RVs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Social Security is like really slim pickings. So I can see why that is probably just the only option, because I don't know, like even the places, and we've talked about this before, it's like even the places that before states, there were certain states that you felt you could go and get like lower rent. And even those states, even Texas used to be lower. And now like a lot of people have moved to Texas or to like Tennessee or Idaho or places that used to be like, okay, I know I could go there. And now it's like even gone up really high, there as well. Thank you for all the hearts. I appreciate that. So it's just not easy. So it's like, I think people have to, like, my big thing is really working on community, just like having other people around and like supporting each other, encouraging each other, and like helping not bartering, but like, hey, like, do you need this? I have this, or can I help you with this? Or, I need this. Does anybody have this? Like true community. Like, I don't know, like in the olden days, I don't know when the olden days were, but I think people were more caring about helping their neighbor, helping each other, because without it, it's like isolation and it's just too hard to do it by yourself. Yes, being too hot is way worse. Yeah, I definitely think that personally. The Christians could get baptized in the Holy Spirit and go do that van life and be like the pastors were in the olden days, traveling around and working for the Lord Jesus Christ, living in. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of people that are missionaries for other countries. Like they go to other countries. Like even I know in even America they do missionary work. But yeah, you could just live full time traveling, and maybe that's if someone feels called to do that. That could be a great ministry. The Lord told me several times in the last 2 months that I'm going to be going home soon. Oh, how do you feel about that? My first reaction is like, oh no, don't leave. But like, if you're a believer, then it's like, I mean, it's great to go be with the Lord also. So yeah, I don't like to assume anymore how people feel about dying. Yeah, Jim, neighbors helping neighbors. Yeah, I don't even know my neighbors. I mean, does anybody here know their neighbors? put like a thumbs up or like let me know in the comments. Like, do you know your neighbors? I've been here in this apartment now for a little over a year. I've bumped into my neighbors and I've introduced myself, but I honestly don't remember their names. And then one of my neighbors moved out. I saw him move out, and then someone else moved in recently, and I don't know. There's a person, because I'm on a third floor, and so it's like me and 3 other people in this little section. One person I've never seen. I'm like, does anybody even live there? I don't even know. So it would be nice. Now, wait, what day are we on? Oh, it's the 14th. Okay, so at my apartment, they're going to have like a St. Patrick's Day little party. So I might go do that and maybe meet some of my neighbors. I was like, oh man, did I miss it? So yeah, I think it's like my thing is like community. My big thing right now is just community. Oh, Grant, you know your neighbors. Okay. Hey, love, I recently moved back to Texas from California and neighbors seem cool. So awesome. I'm from California too, and I do miss California. Well, not all of California. I miss a lot of California. I miss for sure. I miss the ocean. I really, really miss the ocean. Um, I think when you live in California, you don't really realize how convenient things are. Like you can get to every kind of environment within like 2 hours. So you can go to the beach within 2 hours. You can go to the mountains. You can go to like the sequoias. You can go to like up in the snowy areas. You can, you know, go to the desert. There's like so many different areas that you can go to. Whereas in Texas, wherever you go, there you are. You're still in Texas. Like Texas is you could drive 10 hours and still be in Texas. Like you're still, I mean, I know you can drive 10 hours in California the same, but like you get a different environment when you're driving to different places in California. Texas is Texas. Like you're everywhere you go is you're still like in the same kind of Texas vibe. But there's things I do like about Texas, and especially because my sons are here, and so it's nice to have them around. I do miss my mom and dad and my sister. My mom and dad are still in California. My sister is in Arizona, so I do miss the West Coast. I miss that part of it, but I don't miss the cost. And even though Texas has gone up in price, I still think it's considerably less than California. So there's pros and cons for sure. There's pros and cons. Hold on, I gotta get some water. Come here, give me my water cup. Stay hydrated. I've been really trying. Well, he's keeping me alive, and I am praying dailies that I don't have to go to the hospital, but I want to see my children first, and I wanted to live until the rapture. Amen. All right. Well, I'm going to keep praying for that. So just hang in there, and I'll join you in prayer so that you can see your children and everything. Tatiana, did your parents sell their house? They have not sold their house yet. They've had their house up for sale this whole time. They've had several people come look at their house. No, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. They were going to have an open house this weekend, but it's super stormy. And the last thing I heard, I think, was last night that it was going to snow, or it did snow. So they canceled the open house because, you know, it's the weather's not that great. But yeah, they're ready. You know, they're ready to move to Arizona when they sell their house. So I'll keep you posted. But so far, they're still in California. I'm thinking, like, I'm trying to figure out a time to fly back. I was trying to wait to see, like, I don't know if I should fly to California or to Arizona, but they're still in their house. So I'm trying to figure out a time to fly back to go see them. So probably fairly soonish, I'll do that. I'm going to Albuquerque for a conference the first weekend in April. So I was thinking about, and I'm planning to drive, which is like a 10-hour drive. And then I was thinking about continuing driving and going to California, but that's just such a long drive. Like, it's one thing to drive to Albuquerque for 10 hours, and then I'd have to drive to California for like 10 hours, you know, whatever. But then driving back from California to Texas is like a 21, 22-hour drive. And that's a long drive, especially because, like, I could take time off work and stuff, but, you know, then my time off work is just driving. I know I can make some stops too, but I don't know. I'm still considering. I haven't made a final decision on that yet. But yeah, so I am planning to go do a couple things. I know my neighbors and want to get out of here ASAP. I've prayed and prayed. I have done all I could, and I'm ready to go from here. Okay. All right. Amen to that. Yeah, I know. It's not easy to, like, sometimes it's not easy to connect with neighbors, or maybe you know your neighbors and you're like, I don't really like want to hang out with them, you know? I love Texas. I'm a cowgirl. Oh, cowgirl. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad you love it. For community, there are caravans from Cheap RV Living channel. They do it through emails to communicate when the caravans are. I've heard of that. Yes. When I was doing van life, I did see those. And there's also the escapees, I think they're called. It's a group that you pay for, like some sort of like a membership. There's things that you can do. There's meetups, van life meetups and stuff like that. So that's definitely something. Like if I was to go back on the road, I would definitely do better about like getting with like nomadic communities, because I didn't really do that because I felt so limited. I felt like I was always driving or editing, and I just felt like I didn't have a lot of time to even, you know, go to stuff like that or do things like that. Because I didn't just have like unlimited money, like I had to work for, you know, I had to work to pay bills. But yeah, I would definitely, like if anyone's thinking about it, I would encourage you to get on some community. No matter if you're, even if you're not living like a nomadic lifestyle, I would definitely encourage, you know, more community. And for a while, it's like I've been really trying to find friends and stuff out here in Texas, but like, man, it's been hard because I've joined several like meetup groups and it just hasn't been the right fit. You know, either they're just like we're just not on the same page with some things, or they're more like into different activities that I'm not into. I did join a group that's like the group is like people that don't drink. So it could be people that are actually sober that shouldn't drink, or it's just people that like me that don't drink, that just don't enjoy it. And so I only went to one of their meetups so far, and it was fun. We did a game. We did a game afternoon at this coffee shop. It's like a 2-story coffee shop, and they have food and stuff like that. And so we just all brought board games, and I brought these card games, which is what you might have saw in the thumbnail. So I thought we would play some games today. So this one, so I got these all on Temu. This one's called, some of the products on Temu. So it's called Heartbridge, and then it's called A Tool for, and then it doesn't say what the tool is for. And this says a collection of questions for deeper discussions. And yeah, it's just like different questions. And then this one is called Do You Remember? Where's my camera? No, okay. And this one is more like deeper questions. That's, yeah, it was like pretty interesting. And I brought these to the game day with that group, and it was a hit. People loved it. Like this one is like, do you remember the first Bond? No. Do you remember the first band or singer you really, really liked? Like it'll ask you like, do you remember a nickname you had as a teen? Do you remember one of the best gifts you ever received? So we can play that game because it's cool to see and like see other people's answers. But that's a little bit more like longer answer things. This one right here, this one, these are also kind of like that. They're just like different cards, but it's like, if you met your 10-year-old self, what would you say to him or her? Or what's one sign that you would probably stay friends with someone for life? Or if you became Earth's official tour guide to aliens, where would you take them? So these are fun like discussion cards too, which is kind of cool. Like if you go to like a game night or game event, you could bring these cards to get to know people. But the one that, and I brought these to that game day, but the one that was a hit, which y'all know is a hit for us, is which would you choose? Which this is just like, would you rather? So we'll probably start playing this one in just a second. But, you know, we used to have these live streams every Saturday, and we've gone through a lot of would you rather questions. And there's time where I'm just like, I'm like running out of questions, you know, to ask that are new. But these, I took these to that board game day, and there was a few new ones that I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. So I thought we would play this. Let's see. Did you find a church yet? I've tried a lot of churches since I've been here. I did find 2 churches that I really like. Unfortunately, they're both downtown, which is like 30 minutes from me. Not quite 30 minutes, but it's, well, when you get traffic, it's like not easy to get to. So I'm just like, which is fine. But there's a couple local churches, like more local to where I stay, that I do like too. So yes, I've been kind of still deciding, but I did join a small group at one of these local churches, and it's been so good for me. It's been so good for me. Um, yeah, it's like mostly couples, but there's a few single people in there. But everyone's super nice. Everyone's like really, focused on their walk with God, but not in like a weird, fake way. It's just like everyone's regular, like normal and nice. And it's really been helpful to my mental health because a lot of times I'm just by myself, I'm sitting here by myself. So it's been really good. I've only gone to two at three times because I just started, going to that small group. So yeah, so that's been one development that's been very helpful. And yeah, just been trying to, thank you for all the hearts. I've just been trying different events and different groups and really like trying to push myself to meet new people. So I'm encouraged to keep going and to keep, finding friends. Let's see, Mystery. Would you rather have legs for fingers or fingers for legs? We could do that one as the first one. Everybody put it in the chat. Would you rather have legs for fingers? I'm not gonna think about that. Legs. So would your leg hold, please? Would you legs for fingers or fingers? How would you? So you would be like a torso with what? Would you have hips? And then you just have legs that reminds me of like is it called Thing? The thing that's like in the Addams Family. Is that his name? Thing? The little hand? And then if your legs were fingers, so what? Would you have like 5 full biggest legs? What? That sounds like a nightmare. So Gerarda says legs for fingers. Legs for fingers. It's like I have to think it through. Legs for fingers. Yeah, I think so. Long fingers, short legs. I don't know, man. That's a weird one. Cuz like if your legs are on your fingers where your fingers would be, your arm would just be heavy. You wouldn't be able to, well, maybe you would have to walk around handstand vibes because your hands would be legs, basically. And that makes me feel like I'm going to pass out because you would just be upside down all the time. No, I think that's more weird. I think I'd rather have short finger legs. That is so creepy. That is so creepy. I don't know. I would crush my finger legs. Yeah, me too. Like you'd have to have some strong finger legs. Like your hands would be like claw vibe. Like, man, that reminds me of like an owl. Like, how owls, well, actually, I've seen a picture of an owl when they kind of remove their like feathers and they're just like super skinny, but like you'd have to have like super little, I don't know, man. I really don't know. That's like a nightmare. Maybe walking like a gorilla. Oh, yeah, maybe. Piano fingers. Oh, piano fingers? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so if it's more simple like that, like if you have like super long fingers or super short finger legs, then I guess if your hand's normal with just like the long fingers, I think I might rather do that because, you've seen those gals with like the longest fingernails of America. They still get along. They still live their best life with their long nails. So if they can do it with nails, I think you could do it with fingers. But like, I don't know. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Good evening. Good evening. Glad to see you. Also, if you haven't already, put a like on it. Um, that one's so random. Also, it reminds me, I don't know why, because I think it's creepy in my mind. But did you guys see that movie called The Substance? If you haven't, don't do it. Here's your warning. Do not do it. Do not go on whatever platform it is and try to search for it or get it or do it. Unless you like horror films, flicks. It's not even, it's horror, but it's not horror. It's psychologically scarring. Like, I wish I never saw it. I thought it was just because it's with Demi Moore. Demi Moore. I don't know how she prefers her pronunciation. So I was like, okay, surely it's about because it's about aging. It's about like getting older, and like she like is the movie's premise is that she is almost like a Jane Fonda vibe. So you see her in the beginning, like she's like back in the like whatever days, 80s or whatever, like she was really like popular, and she's still doing it like into her like 50s in the movie. And she looks great. And if that's Demi Moore's like actual body in that movie, good for you. She looks fantastic. But she's getting to the age where the network people are like, oh, she's getting older. We should probably replace her. And so the premise is like, she takes this like drug thingy that like splits her into two, and like then she has a clone of herself, but like they can't be alive or like awake at the same time. And then it just goes real sideways and real downhill from there. And like there's a lot of blood and gross, disgusting things. And I was like, stop watching it. But I couldn't. Like at a certain point, you're in it. You're invested into it. And I do not like horror movies at all. I don't watch those movies, but I was invested into thinking the ending might have some sort of like meaning. It didn't. It was totally disgusting, totally terrible, and I'm scarred for life. So my little asterisk is, if you like horror movies, if you can take it and you handle it, cool. Watch it if you want. But if you don't, just skip it. Forget I mentioned it. It's not good. No. Yeah, Mysteries like no. Hey, Art Dog, how are you? I feel you were on the road longer than anyone I've ever seen, but I still wonder if you miss it. I miss it sometimes. Yeah, I do miss it. Like there's times, yeah, there's definitely times. There's times where, yeah, I don't know how. It's like so many thoughts in my head right now. I feel like I went from every day full time for 4 or 5 years on the road to now I'm like literally work from home, always home, always here. Don't have any real friends. Like I'm not doing anything. And so I really like crave getting away and doing things. And I know I can. I work remotely, so I could take my laptop and go, but it's like part of me is just like, I don't know what it is. It's like part of me is just like, it feels nice to just be in one spot, but then I really do miss just like getting up and going, or like sometimes I miss just like being in a parking lot and just going to another parking lot, or going to like, a national park, or, just driving around in the middle of the night, or not really the middle of the night, but you know what I mean? Just like, let's see. Hey, RR4JC. All right. Looks like we're back. D Jackson, hey. Okay, we're back. All right, we're back. I don't know what it is, man. So hopefully we get people coming back in here. But yeah, I was just on with my internet company before this live stream, and they like reset everything. Hey, Grant. Yeah, the internet company reset everything, and I tested my speed on a speed test, and it looked totally fine. but I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. But they did say that they're gonna send me a new modem anyways, and it'll get here in like 1 to 2 days. Um, I've been here for a little over a year, and I haven't had any issues, but they're like, "We're gonna send you a new one with, like, better features," and I was like, "Okay, I didn't even ask for that, but sure." Um, so anyway, we'll just try to get through this live stream, and hopefully the next time I do a live stream, um, I'll have a new modem, and then hopefully it'll just be like whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, to be honest, because normally I have really good connection in my apartment, like really good, like really fast, good internet. So maybe they are getting rid of their old modems. I don't really know. Maybe the time of evening, possibly. Yeah, maybe because last night it just wouldn't work at all. But it's just weird. It's just weird. The other thing though is that my modem, it's weird, but like where you have to connect the modem, it's in my closet in my bedroom. So it's like my bedroom, then my bathroom, and then the closet. So it's like the kind of the furthest diagonal point to me in my apartment. So there's like 2 or 3 walls, not big walls, but like 2 or 3 walls in between. So maybe that's because like where I'm sitting is in the total corner of my apartment. So anyways, hopefully this will be the last time we have crappy connection when we do a live stream. But I appreciate those of you that are sticking around, that have come to the live stream. It really means a lot to me. And I'm gonna, like, I hate saying stuff that I'm gonna do because I hate to like not honor what I say. But I really am gonna try to do more live streams. I think this is a lot easier for me to just like, it makes me feel like a sigh of relief to be able to just come on live and just chit chat with you guys instead of like pre-planning content. Thank you for the hearts. And then once I do more live streams, then I think I will be more like getting back into the swing of like making videos and stuff. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm planning to do. I have to run an extender for mine. Yeah, like it's funny because I haven't had to do anything this whole time. And I live in a very like fairly small apartment. It's not tiny, but it's just like a regular 1-bedroom apartment. It's nothing extravagant. So I don't really know. It's not like a big place. So anyways, all right, let's play the next Would You Rather. Let's see. Okay. This one says, would you rather be stuck overnight in an elevator with country music blaring on the speakers, or stuck overnight in an elevator with opera blaring on the speakers? So where's my camera? Would you rather be stuck in an elevator with country music or opera music blaring on the speakers? So like you're overnight, so you're going to try to be going to sleep. I mean, if you're stuck in an elevator, you might just be in a full panic, or you might be in anxiety. So you might not want to sleep or sleep. I don't think that I would be able to sleep. If I'm stuck in an elevator, I don't think I'm sleeping. But no matter what, you're in there, and it doesn't say if you're like with other people or not. But regardless, it's like I don't want either of those, to be honest. But yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let you guys answer first, and then I'm gonna tell you what mine is. So would you rather be having opera music or country music? All right, so Michelle's coming through with country, and so is Jim. Art Dog says it's an interesting question. Yeah, which one would you rather? Which one would you rather? Stuck in an elevator with country music blaring? I mean, when they say blaring, I'm thinking like it's like so loud. I mean, that's like a form of torture, I think, is any music just blaring. Because over time, it's like you don't, even music you like, I mean, it's after like a certain time frame and it's blaring, especially at night and you're tired. I don't know. Art Dog says country if forced. Hey Love says stuck with country music, although opera music might help me nap until rescued. True. I guess it depends on the opera music. If it's like lovely, but opera music's usually like high pitched and sharp, like especially the soprano stuff. I mean, if it's like a male voice, like a baritone or like a bass, especially, like you could probably feel slightly relaxed. But like if it's an like 8 hours of opera, like soprano, that could be rough. But also country music, it depends too. If it's like old twangy, old school, or if it's like modern, I guess it would depend on that too. Grant's giving up. Oh, Grant says country opera. What would that sound like? That'd be odd. Country opera. That would be a mishmash. Maribel, hey Maribel, country gospel. That's better. I could do that. Some country old are nice, and a few of the new ones. Yeah, I don't listen to country music, but there are a few good ones. Like there's some ones that I'd be like, okay, if I had to have it blaring. But like I also like opera. I mean, I like a little bit of country, like a smidge, and I like a smidge of opera. But I don't play either in my house. So that's a question that I'm like, I don't know. Um, for the nerves to calm down. Yes. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go with country, I think, because for the reasons I said, I think the opera is going to be too sharp, too like, "Oh," like all night in my ear. That's like a gnat almost in your ear. Like over at the beginning, it'd be lovely and nice, and it'd be like, oh, but then it's loud, and you're just like, okay, I think I'm done with that. Not that I would absolutely love country either, but I think I would rather, because like with country, you could at least sing along with the words or like understand the words, but a lot of the operas in other languages. So I think for that reason, I would gonna go with country. Sweet Home Alabama, yes indeed. All right, so the next one is like, let's see. Hold on, my phone. What is going on? There's a lot of technology issues tonight. Hold, please. Mm, I don't know. Okay. The next one is, would you rather have adventures with wild horses or adventures with wild dolphins? The part that's confusing me is the wild part, because like adventures, I'm like, what are these adventures with wild horses or dolphins? I could see if it was like adventures with horses, adventures with dolphins. Like when I think of adventures, I think of like horseback riding or, like swimming with dolphins, but like wild horses and wild dolphins, you're just gonna go out in the ocean and just like hop on a dolphin's back? Is that like an adventure? I don't like either of those. Like if it's wild, I'm like the horse is gonna stomp your face off. And a dolphin, I don't know, but like that you're probably not gonna get close to a wild dolphin. Let's keep it real. Like I don't know. I would guess I don't know. I'll let you guys answer first, but that seems weird. That seems weird. Jim says dolphins. I always wanted to swim with dolphins. Hey, love it. That's always been I used to collect dolphin figurines. That was like my thing when I was younger. I loved dolphins. And yeah, I've always wanted to like do that experience where you swim with dolphins. Um yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think you'd be having adventures with dolphins or horses? Like, can we modify it to just be like regular horses and dolphins? Grant says dolphins are awesome. Yes, they are. Because the wild part is making me suspicious of, you know, dying or something. Because, like, I don't think that's safe. um, All right, let me know when you guys are done answering, and then I'll let you know what my answer is going to be, which you could probably guess. But I do like horses because I've been horseback riding, and it's really relaxing. I mean, depends on the horse you get. If you're on a horse that's got a mind of its own and it's like starts to trot, that's gives me anxiety. Um, Michelle says horses on land since I'm not the best swimmer. Oh, that makes sense. Art Dog says dolphins. I think I would go. Grant says seahorses. Maybe that's an easier entrance. Entrance. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna say dolphins too, because like I said, I've always wanted to swim with dolphins. And do dolphins bite? Like, I think you're first of all not gonna get that close. But if it's like not wild, you could just go with dolphins, and I think dolphins are friendly. So wild horses don't want nothing to do with you. They're like, leave me alone. That's why they're wild. But regular horses are cool. Like I think horses are really sweet. I think, if they're not wild, I think they're really sweet. All right. We're going to just do a couple more. And then we're going to wrap it up. Sometimes when I do these live streams, I'm going to go longer and we can like talk about more things and stuff, but I'm just dipping my toe back in. Michelle says Flipper was funny. I thought you were saying Flipper wins. Flipper was friendly. Okay. Yeah, I think Flipper was friendly. Yeah. I used to love that show. And I also want to tell you guys, I appreciate you being here and playing games with me. And it feels nice to see all the friendly names and faces and comments. It's really nice. Yay, Flipper, says Jim. So I appreciate you, each and every one of you, truly. Yeah, it's nice to be in the stream with you guys. All right. So, this is kind of when we just talked about. So would you rather drive through the desert with no air conditioning and all the windows rolled up, or drive a convertible with the top down through a heavy snowstorm? See, again, we're going with the not safe stuff here. Okay, we have to preface this by saying that no one's going to die in this game. But would you rather drive through the desert with no air conditioning and all the windows rolled up, or drive a convertible top down through a heavy snowstorm? So let's just preface this by saying no death here. No one's dying. So I would say like you could make it through the desert, without passing out and dying if you choose that one. And if you're in a convertible on a snowstorm, you're not going to skid out and fall off a cliff, or you're not going to, have low visibility, like to the point where you can't see. So let's keep the game safe here. So would you rather drive through the desert, no air conditioning, or drive in a heavy snowstorm with the convertible? Which would you choose? Which would you choose? Hey Love says, I love Wild Horses by the Stones. Yes, that's good. Michelle's coming through with convertible top down. Maribel says, I missed you for real. You saved my lonely Friday night. Oh, I love it. You saved my lonely Friday night, to be honest. This is another reason why I want to start doing these live streams, because literally I'm just going to like sit here and watch a streaming service. So it's better to just have community. And like, that's my goal, is to talk more, have more community, have more chats, like help people to not be lonely. Like we can be all lonely together. But also, I want to say on a side note before I see all these responses, real talk. I pray that hopefully you all have community, you have friends and family that you get together with frequently. But if you don't, I am putting a prayer that you push yourself to do so, because there's lots of times where I just honestly feel super, super lonely, like extremely lonely. And it's like, I do push myself though. I'm like, okay, you're going to go do something. You're going to go sit, like sometimes like at least once a week, I'll go sit at Starbucks and work from there if I don't have any meetings, like face-to-face meetings. Just to hear people, get around people. Like I said, I joined a small group. I'm going on different events, different meetups. Some are a hit, some are a miss. Most of them are a miss. But I really do think that we have to get closer to each other to have better lives, honestly. Like we've lost that part of ourselves, and I think it's really, really important to do so. And even these things like live streams and connecting, even if it's just through texting or chats, just it's better. It's better than just sitting in silence or just sitting and watching people on TV. I guess for you guys, it's kind of like watching someone on TV, but you can interact with me. So that's one good thing. So I want to keep reminding people and saying that because I think it's very, very important. And it's something that I'm really, really working on. So it is an important thing. All right. So Art Dog says some choices. Hey Love says option 1. So you'd rather go with the desert, no air conditioning. Let's Go Deep and Grant and Art Dog are all going for the convertible. Jim says that sounds like another nightmare. Let's going with convertible. I agree. Oh, thank you, Jim. I'll take all the prayers I can get, honestly. Listen, I'll take all the prayers I can get. And I'm praying for the snack pack as well. I really am. Maribel, I came to visit my daughter and school break, but now we are taking a little break from each other for sanity. I get that too. And that's fine. I think it's like, as long as people try to get together, thank you for the hearts. I think as long as people try to get together, you don't have to spend every waking minute with somebody. I think even just hanging out with somebody for an hour, I think it's good for us to, even if you disagree with people, I think it's good to like do that, to be in person and interact with live human beings. So even though we're doing these live streams, live chats, like we're not in person, so it's not like the ideal, but it's like, at least you can chat with people, and you can see how other people answer questions and stuff like that. Let's see. Maribel says, I would be equally miserable on both of those. 100%. Yes. 100%. Yes. Agreed. So I'm going to choose, I'm sure this is no surprise, I'm going to choose convertible top down through a heavy snowstorm because you can bundle up. I'm not saying it's going to be comfortable and your convertible is going to fill up with snow, but there's no way in hectoids that I'm going to be driving in the desert with no air conditioning. Your sweat's just going down. Like your face is red. You're getting heat strokes. Like, I know we said no one's dying, but like all the windows are rolled up. Like I grew up in the desert. I know that feeling of just being like so hot that you just, and when you're more hot, you're just like, feel like tired. Like, I feel like you could just like pass out. I know this, again, we're not passing out, but oh God, that just feels it brings back memories of being in my van and being like literally just sitting in my van like this, just like sweat and just be like, this is miserable. And like, I have friends that would be like, go get a hotel. Like you have enough money to get a hotel for a night. And I'm like, no, like I can't do that. Like it's just a waste of money. I'm so cheap. I'm so cheap and frugal. I'm like, it's just a waste of money. I can do it. I could make it through. It's like, there were times where I should have just gotten a hotel for the night or a couple nights. I don't know. Looking back, there was things I could have done differently, but there's no way. I'm definitely going to go with the snowstorm vibes because I think that's better. That's better for me. All right, we'll do 2 more and then we're going to wrap it up for the evening because I want to go eat something. And yeah, and that's it, that's it. I just want to go eat something and then relax. It's been a busy week. Before we get to this next question, is it busy for you guys or is it just like chill? Like I'm actually curious, like, does everybody feel like things are busier in your life? I guess this is like a this or that question. Is your life right now, does it feel more hectic and busy? Like there's always something? Or do you feel like, no, it's just normal. I go to work and it just, life's just bopping along. Okay, Jim, more chill. I love to hear it. Okay, this is good. I need to hear this. So like our dog says definitely more busy. Robin, hey Robin, saying this week has been busier. Lens go deep, more busy. Michelle says, yes, busy is an understatement. Okay. So it's not just me. And like even my mom, I talked to her and I mean, my mom and dad are retired, but even they are like, it's been excessively busy. Like I'm not really sure all like what they're doing, but I know they have things to do, like trying to sell their house and get ready for that sort of thing, like prepare their house. But it just feels like everyone's just even busier than ever. Like I don't know, where the end point is. Like I got like a planner for the year and I just see myself filling up the pages with more to-dos. And like as I cross off like 3 to-dos, there's like 5 more to-dos that I'm adding. And it just seems like, I don't know, like more things. It's like you got to do more things for more things, if that makes sense. Like you got to follow up more. You got to make sure you're not getting overcharged for things. You got to, like, things are breaking. And I'm just like, oh man, I just, wish I could just live super simple. And I feel like I am living kind of super simple, but like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Grant says, after switching to a new accounting system at work, it has been a crazy couple months. Things are finally starting to chill. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, that sucks that you guys had to change to a whole new system, and I bet that was chaotic. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's been like a lot more busy. But listen, I'm grateful to have stable income, to be honest. So, amen to that. Art Dog says that to-do list is getting longer and longer. It really feels like it. Maribel says, I have way too much free time, but learning many things on YouTube University. Love it. That's good. That's good. If you have free time, hey, learning is a great thing. Jim, there you go. One day at a time. All right. So thank you guys for answering that. So let's do the next question. Some of these are not, dang. All right. So would you rather, or which would you choose? Would you rather always wear shoes one size too small or always wear clothes 3 sizes too big? Well, that to me is easy. Well, I'll let you guys answer first. So there you go. Also, so here's the question. Where's my camera? Always wear shoes 1 size too small or always wear clothes 3 sizes too big. Can you imagine wearing clothes 2 sizes too big in the summer? Would that mean like if you're wearing a bathing suit that is 3 sizes too big? Because that could be a wardrobe malfunction that you're not going to want to do in public. But wearing 1 size too small shoes, that hurts my feet just thinking about that. I think everybody's going to go with 3 sizes too big, except a bathing suit. Yeah. Big clothes to avoid hammer toes. Yeah. I mean, man, I've worn like if you're wearing heels or whatever, I don't really wear heels anymore because my feet hurt too much. But, back in the day when I would wear a heel, if you wear something too small, your feet that hurts tremendously. And I don't know, like I think like if you wear clothes too big, you could like kind of like if a t-shirt's too big, you could like tie it up in a knot and like pull it and like kind of make it drape more nicely on your body. But like if you're wearing underwear that's too big, you'd have to like paper clip it or like clothespin it. But like also, I still would rather do that than be walking around uncomfortable. But yeah, a bathing suit, you'd have to really be careful. You'd have to really be like I guess you have to like wear a towel just the whole time, because otherwise you're going to have to go to like a nudist colony. Tight shoes are just too uncomfortable. That's what I think too. I think this is an easy one for people because I don't know anyone that's going to choose to wear too small of shoes because no, that's too uncomfortable. When your feet hurt, it seems like your whole body hurts. That's what I'm thinking too. Also, what did you guys eat for dinner? If you guys ate already, I'm gonna. I am gonna eat, I believe, a bean burrito. I think I'm gonna eat a bean burrito. That sounds like what's gonna be for dinner for me. Bean and cheese burrito. What did you guys eat? Oh, Felix Cat had a burrito also. Jim had pizza. Oh, wait a minute. I might be changing my mind. I haven't had pizza in a while. I'm actually been doing pretty well on my healthy eating. So I have a lot of very healthy food in my fridge. Um, although pizza does sound good. Not gonna lie. Like I could get a pizza delivered and that would be very tasty. But let's keep it real. I'm probably not gonna do that. I'm probably just gonna eat a bean burrito, which it's still pretty healthy. It's not like filled with any, really crazy things. Grant hasn't had dinner yet, which means this is a good time. We're going to do one more Would You Rather so we can get Grant to get on his dinner. Felix has a beef and bean homemade. I can't be bothered with making the meat part of it. I don't care that much about it. I just eat the beans and cheese. So that's going to be what's for dinner, probably for me. And I should probably have some sort of a vegetable. I wish I had a salad. That sounds more refreshing. I do have a mango in there that I could probably have. That doesn't really go with burritos, but I could have an apple. I do have some, I don't know. I'm really like not super, super hungry. So I guess like one bean burrito will probably be fine. But I kind of want something, I would love to have a salad too, but I don't really have. I do have some spinach in there. I guess I could have a spinach salad. I don't know. Jackie wants pizza. See, look, you guys are trying to turn me into getting a pizza. Not that you're forcing me, but like it actually sounds. I'm actually like. The more people keep saying pizza is like making me like, wait a minute, maybe I should get a pizza. D Jackson says salad and M&Ms. Salad sounds so refreshing, and now I want M&Ms too. My mouth is watering. Let's go deep. I'm eating now barbecue ribs. Oh, that sounds good. I haven't had ribs in so long. Baby spinach potato salad. Ooh, that sounds good. Michelle Williams. Jasmine rice bowl with ground turkey, tomatoes, and spinach. That sounds healthy and delicious. I do have jasmine rice in there, but that does sound super good. Hey Love is having mixed greens, wild caught salmon, butter and garlic croutons, sunflower seeds. Need more food. That sounds delicious. You guys are making me hungry. That sounds delicious. I did buy some salmon yesterday, but it's frozen. Like I got it fresh, cut it up, and then because I bought like a pound and a half, so it was able to make like 4 fillets. I cut it up and then put it in the freezer. So I haven't thawed any of it out yet, so I don't feel like thawing it out. So I'm stuck between that bean and cheese burrito and getting a pizza. I don't need a pizza. I really don't, because it's just me. And if I get a pizza, I'm going to be having pizza for the next 2 or 3 days. So I'm going to try to be good. Felix says it's too cold for salad. Maribel says you look like 10 to 15 pounds lighter. Oh my gosh, thank you. Well, I appreciate that. I don't think since the last time I saw you, I don't really know. I have lost some weight, but I don't think I've lost that much weight. But I'm still trying very hard to reduce my calories, reduce my pounds. And it's been so rainy, stormy, cold that I haven't even really been able to walk very much outside. So I've been trying to get my walks back in, but like last week, I think it was like the 4th. We had almost like a slight tornado. It was like so windy that people's roof tiles were flinging off, and like I was driving back from dinner, and I saw a transformer blow up. It looked like a plane crash because the light was so bright. It like it was like then all of like the whole like shopping centers like Starbucks and all these places went out, the whole lights went out. And then when I got home, my whole power, like my whole apartment complex power was out, and it was out for 24 hours. And I'm like, dang. So we've had some like weather issues. So I really haven't been able to like get outside and do a lot of walking. But yeah, so I'm really trying to get back going on like activities so I can lose more weight. So I've been eating really pretty well. You know what I mean? So I need to combine the eating well with the activity so that it like maximizes the weight loss. But thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I truly do. Maribel says veggie pizza is good compromise. That's true. I mean, actually, when I get pizza, I usually get a veggie. So when I get a pizza, most of the time I get a regular pizza with green bell peppers and tomatoes. That's pretty much my order. Like I don't usually get any meats on there. M&M salad. I think that's too much sugar. Even though like I really do want M&Ms, I haven't really had a lot of sugar lately, which is new for me. I still have my coffee and my creamer. Don't get me wrong, but like I have not been eating a lot of excess, sugars. So salad goes good with pizza. I think I want a salad. Maybe I could go run out and get like a little Caesar salad or something. So do M&Ms. Everyone needs pizza. Grant is a pusher. Grant is a pizza pusher. M&Ms are good. M&Ms are good. Lens go deep. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Michelle says you do look really pretty, refreshed. Relaxed. Thank you. It's funny because we'll talk about this on another live stream, but I haven't been feeling 100%. Like I've been feeling like I'm looking old. I'm like, I was looking at pictures from like even 5 years ago, and I'm like, what happened to your face? Like your face is sliding down. Like your whole hooded eyelids are like going down, and like this is like increasing. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna age gracefully. There's no grace in that. I'm gonna fight it the whole way. So it's nice to get compliments. I'm not fishing for compliments, but I'm saying it's very nice and I appreciate it because I'm like, look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, but I've been really working on being nicer to myself because it's like, I'm still nice. I'm still a good, nice person. So there's like, I'm going to get old. Everyone's getting old. Like it is what it is. So I appreciate it. Maribel says shrimp scampi, jasmine rice, and steamed broccoli. I have not had shrimp scampi in 150 years. That sounds so good. Oh, thank you for the little hundreds emojis. D Jackson, I meant to say salad, then M&Ms. Gotcha. Yes, you're beautiful indeed. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. I really appreciate that. Maribel, dance in place like nobody's watching when it's cold outside. Yes. That's funny you should say that because I have a walking pad. Can I show it? Let's see. It's leaning up. See it right there? It's leaning up against the wall. It's like a treadmill without the top part of it. It's just like the walking pad part. And I bought like a raising desk so like I could walk while I'm working, but it's just I don't love that. So theoretically I could be using my walking pad. I don't need to be walking outside. And now, Grant, I just got what you meant by cold. Yeah, it's not cold like Canada cold, but cold Texas cold. So I could be walking like when I'm watching Netflix, but it's just like, I just want to flop on the couch. But it's reviving to me to go outside in the sun or like to just get outside and get fresh air. But I always forget that I have that walking pad. So I need to do that. And then I also have these, I don't know if you can see those weights. These are like, I have it on the heaviest right now. It's like 24 pounds, but they're block weights. So I'm trying to get back into like doing some strength training. But, one day at a time here, one day at a time. But I was going to say, to the dancing in place, I was just like seeing some like different events. They're like classes that you can take out here where it's like you dance and it's like kind of like cardio dancing, but it's like kind of like hip hoppy kind of vibes. And I was like, I could just get on YouTube and like find those kinds of things and just dance in my house. And just like, that's a good workout. It's because you're going to sweat, So anyways, and Grant says, I've been dancing nonstop. I love it. All right, let's do this last one because I'm ready to go figure out what I'm going to eat for dinner. And I don't know. I don't know if it's going to end up being that burrito or not. All right, so this last one, speaking of eating, is, would you rather eat the same thing every day forever, or never repeat a meal for the rest of your life? I hate both of those choices. Because eating the same thing every day forever, like part of me is like, I could literally eat bean burrito I think a bean and cheese burrito is probably like my favorite thing. Like I could literally, I had a bean and cheese burrito for lunch. Like I could eat it again. I could eat it I have bean, usually I don't even have a tortilla. Like usually I do a bean bowl, which is like, I have that so often, you'd be so shocked. So what I do is I get a can of seasoned black beans, a can of fried beans, and I do a third of each can. And I do it in a pan. Then I shred some cheddar cheese in there, and I put a little mild salsa, and I just mix it together, and it's kind of like a dip. And then I get corn tortillas, and I don't even use any oil. I just put it in the air fryer with salt, and I put a little water so the salt sticks to it. And I air fry it for like 4 or 5 minutes, and then they're like chips. And then I just eat it like a bean dip. Like literally, I eat that probably 4 or 5 times a week. I could eat it every time. But do I want to do that for every meal, every day for the rest of my life? No, I don't. But the other one is never repeat a meal. How? I mean, listen, if I'm 51 today and if I lived even till I'm 80, you'd have to have, how could you have how could you even have enough meals? 365 meals, every year. How could you come up with a new meal? I don't know how that's even physically possible. Like, I don't know how to answer this question. But if I have to choose between, like, if this is like the only options, then I'm going to choose to have a new meal for the rest of my life. And then I'm going to cheat it the way like this. Like, I'm going to be like, okay, a new meal is like a bean and cheese burrito. And this time I'm going to add salsa. And then tomorrow it's a bean and cheese burrito with avocado. That's a new meal. Like, I would just be cheating. But then once you have that combination, you can never have it again. This actually is like a very painful card to answer, especially someone that loves food. I don't know how to answer it. Maribel says, precisely, if just cut sugar a bit, the weight falls from your face, but unfortunately we need some fat and our face to look young. True. Yeah, I've cut a lot of sugar out. But we do need, because if you don't have fat in your face and you're going to be like all sunken in, and that's not also a good look. Varieties, the spice of life, love trying new things. That's true. I think you'd have to start going to like different cultures and like different things and like different farmers markets and stores. And you'd have to be you'd have to go on every blog and find every new recipe that you could find. You'd have to be like Forrest Gump with all the shrimp stuff, because you'd have to have a different meal every time. Maribel says something different every day, but I will miss so many things. I couldn't do it. I know that's too hard for me. That's a hard one. Would eventually run out of things to eat. That's what I think too. Like, how? I do the corn tortilla in air fryer too. Okay, no oil. I have to try adding water to get salt to stick. So I literally, all I do is I wash my hands and then I just like whatever is, just like flick off the water, and whatever's left on my hands, I just like cut because I had already cut the corn tortillas into like little like triangles, like Doritos, and then I just like touch them, and then I just like sprinkle them into the air fryer. So so then you just have like a tiny bit of like water from your hands on the tortillas, and then you just sprinkle it with salt. It's not the most salt that's going to stick on it, but I don't want to eat, like, I'm trying not to use any excess oils or whatever, because oil is like pretty much pure fat, I think. I know there's some discrepancies of like some oils can be healthy, but also I don't think we're supposed to be eating a bunch of oils, but I don't know. I'm not a scientist here. But anyways, yeah, that's one thing that I do is I put a little bit of water on it. Maribel says you end up eating crazy food mixes. I think so. You'd have to come up with all kinds of weird things. Felix said, I make a pot of beans in the Instant Pot like once a week. It's so good. Like, I love beans. Hey Love says, some of my dishes are amazing to be obnoxious. Just change spices and seasonings. You know, that's actually true too. Yeah, you could change up the spices and seasonings and hopefully get away with it on this one. Felix Cat says, I'd have to say second choice, but that's a hard one. I think that's an extremely hard one because for someone that loves food, I just dropped this. For someone that loves food, you would think like, oh, that's cool. But then like, if you had something amazing, then you're just like, I could never have it again. Like there's certain things, like there's certain like desserts or certain things that you get and you're just like, I love that thing. I want that thing all the time. And then you couldn't have it again. That seems terrible. Well, now I'm depressed from that question. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Maribel says, like animal organs, like many other cultures, brains, eyes, and testes. Yes, exactly. You'd have to like start branching out and just getting all kinds of different things. New, but I would be cheating bad. Yes, I know. Well, that was fun. I'm glad we were able to catch up and do some games. And yeah, hopefully you had a little bit of fun on a Friday night. It's definitely better than just sitting here staring at my TV. Also, I know I've said this 500 times, but like if there's any, like if you come to Travel Snacks or if you come to this channel and you're like, you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Allison talking about this thing, this topic, this specific thing. I'd like to know her take on this. Or I wonder if Allison's researched this or whatever. Go on any video in my channel and just leave a comment. Because like in the back end YouTube studio, all the comments, it doesn't matter what video it is. I can see all the comments. Because it really helps to because like if you have a thought or like an idea for a video or topic, then I'm sure other people do too. And it will help kind of guide some of the videos, because I think I'm just basically going to be talking about random things. And that's it, I don't know what else. Because I have a lot of ideas, but they're all different ideas. Like there's not just like one thing that I want to talk about for the rest of my life. So I think they're going to be like different things. I think some of them are going to be more like health things, like not boring health, but like things you could try to do to look younger, things you could try to do to like be more healthy, but like realistic and not expensive. And then there's things I want to talk about like AI. Oh, real quick. Do you guys use AI? Like, do you use it at all? Do you know what AI is? Like, I did a poll on this channel, on the community tab, like a couple months back. And it was like, do you use AI or something? And it was like, some people said they used it. Some people said they didn't use it. And some people said they didn't even know what AI was. And it was like 50% of people said they didn't even know what AI was. And I'm like, how? I use AI every day. I don't know. I was like shocked. And so I'm curious, like, do you use ChatGPT, Claude? Do you use Sora? Do you use Grok? Do you use like these are all things like do you use DAL-E? Do you use like AI to like notebook LLM? These are all things, maybe you don't even know, but like I use Perplexity, I've used Poe. Like these are all different AIs. Like I even use AI when like I make my thumbnails. I use it so much. I use it at work, to write documentation. I ask AI all kinds of things about like coming up with some video ideas, topics. I even did like a psychological profile on myself. There's so much you could do with AI. It's amazing. And so like I actually love it. I have my thoughts on AI, like, because I know as a Christian, there's a lot of people that are like, don't use AI, but like I have my thoughts on that. So like I could talk a lot about AI, but like I don't know if I want to do a full channel on AI, but like there's so many things that can make your life easier to use AI. So I don't know if you're even interested in that or if you're like hating it or if you don't even know what it is. Um, let's see. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? You look great, dear. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very, very much. That's a very, very nice thing to say. Thank you. I've been an introvert online and recently decided to show my face, so to speak. Thank you. Love the session. Oh, thank you. Okay, that's good to hear. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad you're pushing yourself and are showing your face. It's amazing. I love it. Jennifer says, I love your random chats. Baby, you and Tim could link up again. You two together are amazing. Yeah, I know. We've tried a few times. We literally have tried to like oh no, I'm frozen. We've tried to figure out how to like get together, but we're in different states. And so it's just been harder. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to figure that out. Grant says, I use AI on my phone all the time. Felix says, AI is scary stuff. Robin says, no, I don't use it. Hey Love says, I do not like AI. Michelle says, I don't use it and really don't care for it. Sorry, I know this is probably like going slow. And really don't care for it. D Jackson says, don't use it. Jim says, good night, Allison. It was really good seeing you. Until next time. Love you. Love you back. Hey Love says, yes, you and Tim, when timing works, would be awesome. Yes. If we can if we can figure out a way to come together, that would be great. Felix says, I'd be interested to hear more about AI. So that's good. Maribel says, this was super cool. And if we contribute with comments on your old videos, it could revamp the algorithm for the channel. Yes, that's also a good point. Like if you put comments, that also does help. And it helps YouTube to like be like, oh, people are interacting. D Jackson, beauty, health, AI, community, connection, just your usual chats are always great. Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. Felix says, I have just used ChatGPT. Okay, awesome. That's good to know. So a lot of you don't use it or don't like it. So if you get a chance, we're not going to do it right now because we're going to end because I think my internet's acting crazy. Thank you for the hearts. If you get a chance to leave a comment on any of my videos, maybe tell me for those that don't like it, like specifically what's the reason why you don't like it? Because I really want to know. Like I'm super, super for sure curious. Like, why don't you like it? I'm curious. And if you haven't used it, maybe tell me like why. Maybe you just don't know what it can do or you just don't care. That's fair. And if you do use it, like you said, you use ChatGPT, like what did you use it for? If it's not too personal. Because I use it for a lot of things. That's super helpful. Grant says, like all things, people fear what they don't understand. Facts. Yeah, there's so many good uses for it. I don't think it should overtake your life, but I think there's a lot of good things that you could use it for. But we're not going to get into that tonight. Maybe we'll do a live stream and we'll like really get into it. So, okay, this is what we're going to do. Any comments you have on AI, you can even like after this live stream ends, you can even put it on this live stream in the comments or any of my videos and put any of your thoughts about AI. That would really, really help me because then I could understand the snack pack in that way. And then next time we come together, we can start with that, and then we can even do more games. So I'm gonna again, I'm gonna try to go live more often, just just so we can chit chat and just like catch up and get up to speed. Um, how would you use it for dating profile? Ooh, okay. I have thoughts on this. Okay. When we end, take that same question and put it on, because we have to wait till this ends so that I can see that it's not like on the live chat. I want to see it in the comments so I can go into that section. Put it on there if you think about it, if you get a chance, or put it on any comment in my videos. And I will cover that next time. And Hey Love says jobs, love human connection. I have thoughts on that too. So yes, put anything that you have to say about AI in my comments, and then we'll like chop it up about that. All right. So thank you guys so much for being with me tonight. Thank you for just joining in, giving me like encouragement, nice compliments. I love you very much. I hope that you are encouraged. I hope that you know that you are so valued, so loved, just so wonderful. You may not feel it. There's many nights or days that I don't feel it. I don't feel like something, I feel like, ugh, but God's always with you. You're always loved. There are people that do care about you. Come back, to the channel, and we'll continue to encourage each other. So I appreciate you very much. I love you. Thank you for spending your night with me. And I'm going to go figure out what I'm going to eat for dinner. So until next time, bye for now. I love you. Have a great night. Bye. Take care, Snack Pack. Yes. Until next time. Bye.